Hey guys, Coach Kenny here with 3.3.4. What is that? Well, that is a bunch of sprints, a long sprint and a short sprint. Now, if you're following us at CFLA and training with us here, we do it on Franklin Hill. If you're following us somewhere in Afghanistan or Iraq and the soldiers are following the program, basically you're going to do a 100-meter piece and a 300-meter piece. We had a couple PRs today in our noon class that we just taught. One was by 42-year-old Vince. One of the things, 43, whoa, okay. Not only is he 43, he also happens to be pretty much the fastest guy at the gym, outside of myself. And for sure. One of the things that Vince worked on today is what, Vince? What are the pickups?
So the two things I worked on, one was using web hands.
Okay.
To start, keeps you really stiff throughout, like as I'm running up the hill.
So one of the things we noticed in Vince today, he was experimenting with the web hand technique. There's a lot of sprinters use and a lot of NFL players do, and the first 3 steps. And that's what he's talking about. What that does is increases just a little bit of fascial tension across your upper body. And like he says, it keeps you a little bit more rigid and tight, which in the end makes you faster. What else did you work on?
The other thing was at the start, giving a wide, stepping really wide in kind of the first 3 or 4 steps to get going, and then bring the steps in a little bit more narrow.
So on the short sprints, as he would come out of the start, the first few steps would be a little bit wider than when he was fully upright. And you noticed a faster, well, you were faster today, and you feel faster in addition to your time.
Yeah, it was something new for me, so it felt a little bit different, but the web hands definitely felt more stable going up, and the wide stance got me going a little bit faster, so that was, they were both really helpful.
And let's make a distinction. You don't want to be running long distances like this, you know, and then you're Prancelot jazz hands guy on a 10-mile run. That's not necessarily something that you want to practice. In a moment, I'm going to be bringing in a guy who ran at the University of Auburn, a kick-ass 5K dude. We'll talk to him in a second. So congratulations, Vince.
Thanks, Kenny.
Okay, next we got our boy Chip. You guys see Chip all the time. He's one of our young coaches here. One of the things we've been working on with Chip, he PR'd as well today. One of the things we're working on, making sure that when you're running, you're not doing sloppy arms / bicep curls as you're running up the mountaintop. Chip, what are you doing with your arms? Are you keeping them at all different kind of angles, or are you generally keeping them at the same angle as you're running?
What I was trying to focus on was keeping a 90-degree angle in both of my arms at all times, not closing, opening, or getting floppy.
And what does that do? What does that do for your upper body?
That and the combination of the web hands just gave me a lot more rigidity and allowed me to stay more stable and upright.
Bam! Coming back to point number 1, adding a little bit of upper body to your running. Who knew that world-class sprinters were so jacked because they use their upper bodies? Not because they're always on the bench press. Who knew? All right, thank you, Maddie. Now we're going to bring in former University of Auburn graduate.
University.
My bad. Auburn University.
That's cool.
Your best 5K was what?
It was right at 14:50.
Okay, not bad. Can you say sub 5-minute miles for a long time? Yes, you can. What are one of the, now you're just starting to get back in shape, Chase, after being off for a while.
A few years, yeah.
Now, what are one of the biggest technique tips that you can offer, not only our people at CFLA, but in endurance running?
Well, for endurance running, one of the biggest things is just staying with it and not getting hurt. Working through, not working through injuries, but taking care of yourself and not getting injured and just continue training.
Right. I'm talking small picture. You're talking big picture.
I'm talking big picture.
I'm talking small picture. Like what kind of things do you work on? Like as far as your high heel recovery, is that something that you focus on when you're running?
Oh yeah, when I'm running, I don't listen to music or anything. I focus on every step, make sure it's like perfect form, where my foot's hitting, where my toes hitting. Like when I'm going uphill, make sure I'm leaning forward. When I'm driving up the hill, I'm not standing up straight in every step. I'm thinking form.
When you ran your best, did you have lazy hamstrings or active hamstrings?
I had active hamstrings.
Was your heel coming up towards your ass?
Oh yeah, well I was pulling through.
He was pulling, people. It's simple. Use your hamstrings to pull your heel towards your ass. And guess what? You're going to run faster. And that's from a guy who runs sub 15 5Ks. Not bad. Put that in your crock pot and eat it. That's our coaching tips for today. Thank you, Vince, Chip, and our new friend, Chase, for adding and contributing to 3.4. Bam. Thanks, guys.